So we begin on Capitol Hill today, where Congress has unveiled this stopgap spending bill to avert a government shutdown. But two Trump advisors are telling ABC News Now that the president-elect is against this proposed bill. The bipartisan bill would avoid a Friday shutdown deadline that would impact thousands of federal employees and keep the government funded through March 14th. Well, another critic of the bill is billionaire Elon Musk, the co-chair of Trump's new Department of Government Efficiency. In fact, he's taken to social media, to his platform X, to say, quote, this bill should not pass. Johnson responding to the feedback in an interview.
They understand the situation. They said, it's not directed to you, Mr. Speaker, but we don't like the spending. I said, guess what, fellas? I don't either.
All right, so I want to bring in ABC News' Jay O'Brien, who's live for us on the Hill. So, look, Jay, I know there's a lot going on. This is busy here. So, again, we're hearing from sources that it sounds like President-elect Trump is against this bill. So come Friday, is Congress going to avoid a government shutdown? But I also think with this joint statement that the President-elect and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance have put out, it almost garners a bit of confusion.
Yeah, this is fast-moving, Kana, and there is this new statement now confirming what sources have told ABC News, which is that President-elect Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance have come out and said that they do not like this government funding deal as it is now and as Speaker Mike Johnson has proposed. They want this government funding deal that the Speaker has put forward, which also includes about $100 billion for disaster relief, $10 billion to support American farmers, provisions that focus on a stadium here in Washington, D.C., to rebuilding the Key Bridge in Baltimore and things like that. They want all of that, plus obviously extending government funding into March, to also be combined with raising the debt ceiling. Remember that battle over the debt ceiling not long ago when Kevin McCarthy was Speaker of the House. Trump and Vance calling for the debt ceiling to be raised as part of this temporary government funding deal. But it doesn't need to be raised right now. We're not up against the debt ceiling the way that we were when Kevin McCarthy was Speaker. But Trump and Vance saying they think the debt ceiling should be raised under a Biden presidency, not a Trump presidency. All of that to say, Kana, you're right. There is confusion at this hour, and frankly, there are deep divisions amongst congressional Republicans because Speaker Mike Johnson scrambling, I'm told by sources, to try to figure out what to do next. I'm told from one Republican leadership source it's likely they go back to the drawing board and come back with a new continuing resolution, a new temporary government funding plan that extends funding into March, but maybe doesn't have some of these other provisions that are attached. But it's unclear if that would get the Democratic support it needs to get over the goal line, because whatever government funding plan Johnson put forward, some Republicans are going to come out against it. He's going to need Democratic votes. And if he doesn't have some of these other provisions like disaster relief, like support for farmers, Democrats might not come along here. So a lot of consternation and, frankly, no clear answer to your question of if we're going to be able to avert a government shutdown by Friday.
Right, and so it sounds like President-elect Trump trying to sort of lay this at the feet of Democrats if a change is made and then they don't support it. So again, as you pointed out, fast-moving. I also think, Jay, that what we're seeing on Capitol Hill today really reflects how Congress is going to react to some outside influence. I mean, look at what's going on with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy today speaking out very boldly against this.
Exactly right. Elon Musk and Ramaswamy, they were kind of the first people to open the floodgates here and post on X that they did not like this government funding plan. They believe that Republicans who backed it shouldn't be in Congress, as Elon Musk says, in 2 years, which was a threat potentially of primarying Republicans who vote for this package. And it was only kind of that push that seemed to open the floodgates, give Republicans who already didn't like this government funding plan some air cover. And then, of course, you have this new statement from Trump and Vance coming on top of that today. I spoke with one Republican, Andy Biggs, about how all of this has transpired and if it threatens Johnson's speakership. Here's what Biggs told me.
Do you think the speaker should be concerned about a mutiny in his own party?
I don't know. I never know. There's a lot of discontent, and I don't know what that discontent looks like.
Do you think the Elon Musk of things is moving votes at all?
I think it probably is, yes.
So again, if Mike Johnson were to lose the support of a handful of congressional Republicans, 4, 5, 6, the way that Kevin McCarthy encountered, that could imperil his bid to be reelected as Speaker in early January. Now, that is early. We haven't heard Republicans come out in lockstep together in any kind of a group and say that they are all going to be opposed come January 3rd to Mike Johnson being Speaker of the House. But certainly, it puts him in a tough position, Kana.
This is such a test for Republicans. We'll be watching closely how it plays out. Jay O'Brien, our thanks to you as always.